Ladies and gents, it is that time of the week again. XUR is back with his legendary exotic stock. I know that doesn't make sense, but he has some good stuff today. Now, looking at it, there is two catalysts. One crucible, one almost anywhere can be applied, and I will get into more later. The first being Fighting Lion Catalyst. After the weapon is fired, equipping kinetic and power weapons gain a brief period of increased handling and accuracy, and this is really handy for the loop of the Fighting Lion, which personally, I still don't completely understand the reload, but it is meant to be the fire and swap, sort of like how people do with autoloaders. It does have a way it can auto-reload, which, if you've seen some of those crazy Crucible clips of people firing a Fighting Lion, swapping to another grenade launcher, swapping back to Fighting Lion, shooting that, and swapping back to something else, that's kind of how this works. Generally, this catalyst is needed for those quick swap builds. Next is probably the king of exotic catalysts, and that is the Trinity Ghoul, where it makes it so that the exotic perk of Lightning Rod, where it was originally you charge lightning arrows from headshots, now triggers from any arc damage final blow. So it could be triggered from hip fires, it could be triggered from Lightning Rod kills itself, and it could be triggered on general arc kills on subclass in any fashion, which made it the absolute king of ad clear, which I think it's still the king at this point, just because they lowered its chain damage by a little bit, but I think it's still hitting harder than ever. Then next into the armors, we have the Wormhusk Crown, which makes it so that dodging gives a small health and shield bump. Basically, you restore a little bit of shield, you get a little bit of health, which is mainly used for Crucible. I've seen a few PvE builds, but at the same time, it's mostly the Crucible stuff. Then we also have the Doomfang Pauldron, which is great for the Sentinel Shield Super if you've ever used it, but at the same time, it is a little bit more outdated if you're not using Sentinel Shield. Defeating targets with void damage has a chance to grant an escalating bonus damage to void weapon. Oh, I forgot about that bit. It actually got buffed a little bit in that essence. Ignore that previous advice. Basically, using void weapons can buff your void weapons themselves, and defeating targets with your void melee will grant you super energy. And while Sentinel Shield is active, defeating targets with your melee will recharge your shield throws, and hitting things with the shield throw will extend the duration of your super. So it is actually a lot better than I remember. It's just been a minute since I've used Doomfang, so I kind of forgot that they are a bit meta. Then next is the Claws of Ahamkar, which is quite simple. You gain an extra melee charge of anything on Warlock, whether it was something like the Arcane Needle, you would get 4. If it was something simple like the Penumbral Blast, you would get 2. And powered melee final blows will spawn a Orb of Power. Quite simple, mostly used for Crucible. Occasionally there is a good PvE build if you are focused around your melees, but it's pretty much just that. And lastly, we do have the class items, which I'm going to test right here just to show you. There are 41 strange coins, but they are randomly rolled into anything you can find. That's not half bad, not gonna lie, but at the same thing, you can't look at it, see a roll, and buy it, and they are not one-time use. How about that? You can actually buy and farm them. I will make sure to tell that. Now, from that point, though, that is it. They are random rolls. There's no attunement. You could get the same thing twice. You could get completely different things. It is completely up to the RNGs. Then, moving into the exotic weapons, for the Hawkmoon, we have an opening shot roll of the Hawkmoon, but a desperately low range one, as it is Fluted Barrel for handling and stability, Alloy Mag for fast reload and empty, and Heavy Grip for stability and slightly less handling speed. It is a weird roll. It is mostly handling, though, in its buffs. And opening shot for always, accuracy and range on the first round. Then next we have the Sweet Business, which keep an eye on this, because based on the artifact next season, Sweet Business is going to be a meta, because not only is it sustained fire will increase damage resistance, it's sustained fire on a target will give you a weapon buff to that, and surrounded by enemies will give you more ammo. There's a list of buffs to auto rifle coming to the artifact next act, so keep an eye on this one. And next we have the Wave Splitter, which is something that is nifty. It's very useful, but it's in an odd place in the meta, because it has a laser that has 3 power levels that will randomly change, so you can get 3 different damage types. And while consuming an orb of power, it grants max power permanently with an automatic reload, not to mention, and sustained fire while happening will actually suppress a target. So it has intrinsic anti-champion, but, well, actually, I should be specific, it has specific anti-overload. But on that same aspect, it is a trace rifle. I'm not sure a lot of people actually prefer this for the end game. Granted, orbs of power are, of course, a dime a dozen and really easy to obtain now. I personally like it, but I haven't found a good use for it as of late, aside from, you know, void kills with a trace rifle, and it could be spawned. Lastly, we have the Colony, which was freshly buffed this DLC. It fires insectoid robot grenades that will auto-home on targets and explode. consumes tougher combatants to create additional robots. Basically, it'll kill and spawn mini fragments. From there is a autoloader, but I forget if it's all at once or steadily, but that's basically how it works. It is just an autoloader with a catalyst that does grant it extra ammo, which is always a nice one for something that can burn through ammo quite easily, because I think officially this is a rapid fire frame grenade launcher. Lastly, to blades to the weapons, we have the Escape Velocity Kinetic Lightweight SMG, the Wolf Tone Draw Arc Precision Frame Bow, the Wishbringer Solar Rapid Fire Frame Shotgun, the Decide, which is the same kind of frame shotgun in Void. Then we have Temptation's Hook, which is an Arc Caster Frame Sword, the first of its kind. Canis Major, which is a Solar Rapid Fire Frame Heavy Grenade Launcher. And lastly, we have the Class Swords, which seems retrospectively are going to be available on every single class every single time. I haven't seen a week they haven't been there. And then for Legacy Armor, we have the Simulator Gauntlets, which is the old classic Future War Cult armor back during the faction rallies. With that, that is the end to the XUR stock. My name is TheMadScorpyon. I will see you in the next video.